Good morning, this is Mission Control Houston. Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's edition of ISS Update this Wednesday, March 21st. Today, Station Commander Dan Burbank is working to troubleshoot a problem with the waste hygiene compartment of air bubbles in the system and also perform some regular maintenance to it. He will be removing and replacing the water pump and the pre-treat water pump and the pre-treat tank. Meanwhile, flight engineers Don Pettit, with some assistance from Andre Kuipers, is conducting ultrasound scans as part of the ongoing Sprint study. That study looks at reducing crew members' exercise frequency while increasing exercise intensity. The scans provide insight on the health of the crew member's body while undergoing this study. Andre Kuipers is currently participating in an onboard training session with Oleg Kononenko that reviews a rendezvous and docking safety drill of the soon-to-arrive automated Transfer Vehicle 3. Kuipers and Kononenko will be the pair to monitor the visiting vehicle's approach and docking to the space station next week. ATV-3 is scheduled to launch tomorrow evening at 11:34 p.m. Central Time. Cosmonaut Anton Shkaplerov is conducting an audit of onboard individual protection gear. He and the rest of the crew, with the exception of the commander, will break for an hour later this afternoon for exercise on the various equipment aboard the station. That includes a treadmill, stationary bicycle, and the advanced resistive exercise device that simulates weightlifting here on Earth. And earlier this morning, aboard the International Space Station, Commander Burbank conducted a microbiology water analysis from the Environmental Health System. Burbank tended to the ongoing binary colloidal alloy test 6, also known as BCAT 6, and snapped some images of existing crystal growth. The experiment has applications in the design of new nanomaterials. As a continuation of yesterday's work, Flight engineer Don Pettit worked to load some software, disconnect, and relocate a laptop computer that is associated with an express rack housed in a refrigerator-sized container that acts as an exterior shell. Each express rack enables quick, simple integration of up to 10 payloads. Andre Kuipers spent some time early this morning collecting personal data as part of the CARD experiment that studies blood pressure decreases in the human body exposed to microgravity for long periods of time, as crew members aboard the space station are. Cosmonauts Anton Shkaplerov worked with the Russian BAR experiment, which looks at methods and instruments for detecting the location of a loss of pressure aboard the station. And Oleg Kononenko worked with the typology experiment that studies a crew member's psychophysical state during a long-duration spaceflight. And by closing time, each crew member will have exercised to maintain his physical fitness and help mitigate the negative effects of microgravity on their bodies. The Expedition 30 crew members will be doing some evening prep work for another busy day in space tomorrow. Then they will participate in its final daily planning conference with ground controllers around the world before entering its pre-sleep period. The crew is scheduled to go to bed at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. Meanwhile, back on Earth, in Kourou, French Guiana, preparations remain on track for the launch of the European Space Agency's Eduardo Amaldi, the automated Transfer Vehicle 3 cargo craft. That launch is scheduled to take place tomorrow night at 11:34 p.m. Central Time. This is Mission Control Houston.